Welcome to the online teaching session of Arihant English Medium School Solapur for the academic year 2020-21. I am Fawzan H. Azhari. My dear students, all of us we know that we are living in a modern period in the 21st century. But just imagine how the life was in early ages, especially when we talk about the pre British period, that is, pre independence period, and some years post independence also. Now, students, these years were very miserable because in our society we can find lot of superstition, which is also known as blind faith, then very old customs, traditions were prevailing in our society. People were not having a scientific view, they were just following all these unnecessary customs, traditions, superstitions, due to which our society was not developing. But we should thank some of our social reformers who took initiative and worked in this field, so that, and because of their hard work, they changed the whole outlook of India. So my dear students, today we are going to study chapter number 5, social and religious reforms. How there was a social and religious revolution in our Indian society, how there was a change in the outlook of people, that we are going to study. Along with the spread of English education, there was a spread of new thoughts, new ideas, new philosophies. Indians were also introduced to Western thoughts and culture. Due to it, there were changes in social, religious, economic, and cultural aspects of Indian society. As we know, students, before Britishers entered in India, education system was there of our country, but it was not that much developed. When Britishers came, they brought about Western ideas, Western thoughts. English medium schools started opening in our country. Because of all these changes, the education system, education pattern changed. Hence, the thinking of people also started changing. Our social, religious, economic, cultural aspects of Indian society, it changed to a lot of extent. The modern educated Indians became aware that the backwardness of India was due to superstitions, casteism, old customs, class system, and lack of critical outlook. Yes, my dear students, these were the ill effects, or you can say these were the disadvantages of our society, due to which we were moving backward. Instead of moving forward, we were going backward, and these were the reasons due to of our backwardness. It was necessary to eradicate the flaws and undesirable tendency for progress of the country. And those students, we want to make progress, development, it was necessary, it was mandatory that we should eradicate, we should finish all these ill customs, ill traditions, and to create a new society based on the principles of humanity, equality, and fraternity. When good values will come, automatically bad things will be eradicated and removed from our society. The educated thinkers started social awareness through writings to solve the various problems in the society. As I had told you, we were very lucky to have good social reformers, social workers who worked lot of hard to create a sense of awareness in the minds of Indians. The intellectual awakening in the contemporary society is called Indian Renaissance. Yes, my dear students. So, whatever these social workers worked hard for bringing about a change in the mindset of people, that changing, that work is only regarded as the Indian Renaissance. Okay? Now we are going to study about the era of religious and social reforms, the period where there were a lot of religious and social reforms. First, we will study about Brahmo Samaj. In 1828, Raja Ram Mohan Roy established the Brahmo Samaj in Bengal. So, Raja Ram Mohan Roy is regarded as the founder member of Brahmo Samaj. He established it in 1828 at Bengal. He had studied many languages and religions. Through it, his ideology of Advaita philosophy was developed. Monotheism, caste and class equality, protest against rituals, and following the way of prayers were the principles of Brahmo Samaj. Yes, good principles were there, like having class equality, protest against rituals, customs, old traditions, following a good pattern for prayers. These were the important principles of Brahmo Samaj. He opposed sati practice, child marriage, parda system, etc. Yes, my dear students. So the ill effects which are going on in society, he always opposed of that. He promoted widow remarriage and female education. He founded Hindu College in Calcutta. He created public awareness through newspaper Samvad Kaumudi. So, my dear students, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the social reformer of India, he tried a lot to bring about changes in our society. He did many good works. He was opposed of evil system, customs in our society like sati system, child marriage, etc. Rather, he gave importance to widow remarriage, female education, so that our society should stand, our women of our society should stand on their own legs. Because of this system, he brought about change. Then he also founded Hindu College in Calcutta. So these are the good works of him. He brought about awareness through his writings in his newspaper called Samvad Kaumudi. Next we are going to study is about Prarthana Samaj. Dadoba Pandurang Tarhalkar established Paramhans Sabha in Mumbai in 1848. Later, Paramhans Sabha was dissolved and some of its members founded the Prarthana Samaj. Dadoba's brother, Dr. Atmaram Pandurang, was the president of Prarthana Samaj. The prestige of the institution increased due to the enrollment of young graduates from Mumbai University. So, Dadoba Pandurang Tarkhalkar established Paramhans Sabha. Later, though it was dissolved, but its own members, you can say, found the Prarthana Samaj. And his brother was only the president of the Prarthana Samaj, and it was boosted when lot of young people, young graduates from Mumbai University, you can say, joined this Samaj. Justice Ranade, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar carried forward the work of Prarthana Samaj. The opposition to ideal worship, monotheism, opposition to rituals were the principles of Prarthana Samaj. So some common things we can see in Prarthana Samaj which are there of Brahmo Samaj, like monotheism, opposition to idol worship, opposition to rituals, etc. They stressed on devotion and prayers. For reforming the society, Prarthana Samaj started orphanage, women's education institutes, night schools for workers, and societies for Dalits. Maharshi Vitthal Ramji Shinde, a member of Prarthana Samaj, established depressed classes mission. Through the mission, an attempt was made to solve the social problems. Yes, my dear students. So at that time, we can found various problems are prevailing in our society. For example, women's education was not there. Workers were working. No system was there for their education. So considering all these problems, considering all these things, many of our social workers like Justice Ranade, R.G. Bhandarkar, they carried forward this work of Prarthana Samaj. They opened many schools for workers, especially night schools, night colleges for women, for workers, etc. So that good education should be brought in them. So this was a very good step taken by these people. They started orphanage also and various schools for Dalits. That this act proved a very, can say, good step in supporting the society. Next, we are going to study Satya Shodhak Samaj. Mahatma Jyotirao Phule started the Satya Shodhak Samaj in 1873. Satya Shodhak Samaj worked on the principle of formation of society on basis of equality. Yes, the main principle of this Samaj was to bring about equality in our society, because at that time we can see lot of, we can say, comparisons were there, like superior, inferior, rich, poor. So poor people were facing terrible problems. Their life became miserable due to all these comparisons, due to all this, you can say, of rich, poor, etc. Hence, the principle was to make our society equal. They protested against untouchability. Yes, lower class people, they were harassed. Rich class people, you can say, used to practice untouchability, used to not allow these poor class people towards them, backward class people, not touch them. They were not allowed to sit in panchayat. They were not allowed to take water from the common well in villages. All these problems are going on. So there was a need to bring about a change. They advocated education among the depressed classes and women. Depressed classes, backward classes. Mahatma Phule reformed the society through the medium of books like Brahmanache Kasab, Gulamgiri, Shetkaryacha Asur, and Sarvajanik Satya Dharma. He severely criticized the traditions and customs that made discrimination between man and woman, or rather human being itself. So my dear students, as I have told you earlier, these social workers played a very vital role in bringing about a change in our society. Now you can see the work of Mahatma Phule also. At his time, lot of, you can say, discrimination was there in our society between rich and poor, between high class people and lower class people. So there was a need. He wrote about many good books through which he tried to teach people, to change the mind of people and show them the correct path, the correct way through which our society again should come on the track. Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj was founded by Swami Dayanand Saraswati in 1875. He wrote the book Satyarth Prakash as a commentary on Vedas. Yes, my dear students, so this Arya Samaj was founded by Swami Dayanand Saraswati in 1875. His book Satyarth Prakash was a very good commentary, means showing detailed knowledge about the Vedas. He told its introduction, he told its theme, its aim, objectives about Vedas. Ancient Vedic religion is true religion which has no place for casteism. Yes, what was his view? That Vedic religion is true and there is no place for casteism, high class, lower class. Yes, there was no such kind of casteism in Vedic religion. He asserted that there should be gender equality, that is, male female equality should be there. Go back to the Vedas was the slogan of Arya Samaj. Yes, go back to Vedas, their slogan. The branches of Arya Samaj were opened all over India. Many education institutions were established through the medium of Arya Samaj. So after its establishment, we can see it flourished. It, you can say, a lot in various parts of India. Through various mediums, they opened schools, colleges, medium through which they can instruct people and teach them the correct thing. Next we are going to study is Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission was established by Swami Vivekananda, a close disciple of Ramakrishna Paramhans, in 1897. Yes, my dear students. So Swami Vivekananda, all of us we know, he was the founder member of Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission worked for service to society. Yes, their main aim was to give proper service, to work the needy people, was their mission, aim. The mission worked for providing help to the famine-stricken people, patients, medical help to the poor, female education, and spiritual growth. Swami Vivekananda was an excellent orator. He attended the Parliament of Religions at Chicago in 1893 as a representative of Hinduism. Yes, students. So, the main aim, objective of this Samaj Ramakrishna mission was to help poor, needy, patient, especially people who are struck in famine areas. So they were working a lot. And when we talk about Swami Vivekananda, he was an excellent orator. He attended the Parliament of Religion which held in Chicago, that is in America, in 1893. Yes, so he used to give speeches. He was a very nice orator. Arise, awake, and stop, not till the goal is achieved, was the message given by him to the Indian youth. Yes, Swami Vivekananda gave a very good message to all the youths of India. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved. Means unless and until you achieve your goal, till that time you should not stop. You should go on and on in, you can say, targeting your mission, your ambition, was his slogan. Next we are going to study is social reforms among the Sikhs. The Singh Sabha was established at Amritsar to achieve reforms in Sikh religion. This institute worked for spread of education among the Sikh community and bring in modernization among them. Later, the Akali movement continued that tradition of reformation. Yes, students, as I've told you, our India country is varied of various societies, various religion, various caste people. Yes, and all of us are one. Yes or no? Our country is known as unity in diversity. So there is an, you can say, importance, there is necessary to bring about a change in all kind of people, all classes, all communities. There should be, you can say, progress and development. They should become modern, so that then and there only our country will progress. It is not like that we are paying attention towards a particular religion or caste or samaj. No, each and every people in our country, there should be a change in them, in their outlook. Then and there only we can change our country. So there was a need to bring about reformation in Sikh also. Singh Sabha was established for the same sake. Later on, Akali movement continued the work of bringing about change and development in this community. Next, emancipation of women. During the expansion of British rule in India, the position of women was very miserable. As we know, students, today, even today, we can see this problem in villages, rural areas. So just imagine what might be the condition during those times. Yes, women's life was very critical, miserable. They were not allowed to study in schools, colleges, right to vote, nothing. So they were very ill treated. So they had no right of education. They were not treated equally. Child marriage, dowry system, sati, keshavpan, opposition to widow remarriage, such customs prevailed in the society. All the ill treated customs, traditions were going on in our society which were against humanity. Yes, my dear students, these are all against humanity. We can't imagine of these customs and traditions, and they were happening in our society during those times. So there was a need to change them, to bring about a change in our society. First of all, there was a need to stop all these ill customs which were going on in our society. The then governor Lord Bentinck took help of social reformers like Rajaram Mohan Roy to pass the Sati Prohibition Act. Yes. So during that time, the governor of India, that was Lord Bentinck, he took the help of various social reformers, especially Rajaram Mohan Roy, and because of their work, what happened? A law was passed and ban was brought about to Sati system. Gopal Hari Deshmukh, popularly known as Lokhitwadi, advocated gender equality through his writings in Shatapatre. So many of our writers, social workers, reformers, they brought about a change through their medium of writing. So one of like that, Gopal Hari Deshmukh, he was popularly known as Lokhitwadi. So he focused on the gender equality, that is male female equality, man woman equality, through his writing Shatapatre. Then in 1848, Mahatma Phule started the first school for girls at Bhidewada in Pune. Yes, my dear students, as I have told you, condition of women were very miserable. No one was ready to send their girl child for schools. No one was ready to teach them. And in this period, Mahatma Phule started first school for girls at Bhidewada in Pune. His wife Savitri Bai Phule supported him. Savitri Bai Phule had to face great criticism from the society, but she continued to work in education. Mahatma Phule established the Bal Hatya Pratibandhak Graha in his own house. He conducted a strike of barber against the custom of shaving the heads of widows. So, such kind of ill customs were going on in our society, and Mahatma Jyotirao Phule and his wife Savitribai Phule, they continued their good work. Though lot of criticism happened against Savitribai Phule, but she didn't stop. She continued her teaching for girl child. Then Mahatma Jyotirao Phule also established a Bal Hatya Pratibandhak Graha. As we know, during those times it was very common. People used to do, that is, abortion by, you can say, finding out that it is, if it is a girl child, they used to abort that. So such kind of thing should not happen. Hence, he tried a lot to bring about a change in the society. He also conducted a strike of barbers, because at that time widows, their head were shaved. So he brought about a strike of barbers also. For gaining permission to widow remarriage, Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Vishnu Shastri Pandit, and Vireshalingam took up special efforts. Yes, my dear students. So bring about a change in society to gaining permission of widow remarriage. Yes, it was necessary from our social point of view that widows should be remarried. So these people tried a lot to bring about a change. In his newspaper Sudharak, Gopal Ganesh Agarkar gave his staunch opinion about child marriage, law of consent. Maharshi Vitthal Ramji Shinde organized a conference against the practice of Devdasi. So, as I have told earlier, many ill customs were going on in the society. Then and there, at that time, the social workers tried to bring about a change by bringing the people's attention towards that ill customs, so that people should also, you can say, favor them in stopping, in banning all these ill customs and bring about a change. In her book Stri Purush Tulna, Tarabai Shinde very fiercely put up her views about women's rights. Then Maharshi Dhondo Karve started the Anant Balikashram, an orphanage for girls. So, one after another, our social workers did a great hard work. They, you can say, worked for the betterment of our society, for these people, for orphanage. They, you can say, establish various orphanages for girls and all that, so that our society should become balanced. His intention was to give education to all women and make them stand on their own feet. Through his efforts, the first women's university was set up in 20th century. See, he was working for the betterment of women, and because of his efforts only, first university for women was set up in 20th century. Pandita Ramabai founded the Sharda Sadan and took up the responsibility of taking care of disabled children and women. Ramabai Ranade, through the medium of Seva Sadan Institute, started the nursing course for women. She demanded the right to vote for women. Through articles, Dr. Ambedkar spoke about the injustice towards women. Mahatma Gandhi also advocated education of women. Women have given valuable contribution during the freedom movement. Yes, my dear students, we cannot forget the, you can say, great contribution of women in our independence time, in our independence mission, in our independence period. So all these great social workers, our leaders, even like Dr. Ambedkar, Mahatma Gandhi, they also stressed upon women's education, because women education is very important. Hence, all of them, they put a strong view that women should be educated. Their education is a must. Then and there only else society will change. Hence, all these changes can be seen. Women's reform movement helped in closing down many unjust practices in the society. The voice for problems against the woman broke out. Women started putting up their own thoughts through their writings. Their performance in every sector of life flourished due to education. Yes, students, the condition of women were very miserable. So, our social reformers thought unless and until we give them proper education, our women cannot stand on their own feet. Hence, there was a necessary, there was important to give education to them. Hence, as it was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, after that many schools, colleges were started one by one, step by step for women, so that education should be brought about in them in various sectors. And the result was also seen. It was a very good and positive result. Once education started, the condition of women now started becoming better. Now they started coming in all the sectors. Now they stood shoulder to shoulder by men in every sector of life. Now various rights which were curbed of women started giving to them. Okay, so one by one all the problems, injustice which were going on towards women had started, you can say, declining now. Now students, we are going to study about religious reforms among the Muslims. Abdul Latif started the social reform among the Muslim community. He established the Muhammadan Literary Society in Bengal. So his initiative is a must. He gave a good initiative and started the first literary society in Bengal. Its name was Muhammadan Literary Society. After him, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan founded the Muhammadan Anglo Oriental College. It later developed into Aligarh Muslim University. He advocated Western science and technology. He firmly believed that Muslims could make progress only by studying modern education and science. Yes, so from Muslim community also great leaders came upon, great social thinkers, social scholars came upon, like Abdul Latif and Dr. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. He brought about lot of change in the outlook of people. He firmly believed that progress and development can be seen in Muslims only if they study. You can say education should be imparted in them. Then and there only there will be seen a lot of change. And because of his efforts, Aligarh Muslim University was founded. Now we are going to see the movement in Hindu society. In 1915, Hindu Mahasabha was established to give a respectable position to the Hindu community. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya laid the foundation of Banaras Hindu University. Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgewar in 1925 established Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh at Nagpur. Its aim was to set up a disciplinary and virtuous organization of Hindu youths. Yes, my dear students, there was a need to bring about change in every section of our society. So lot of change was seen in Hindu community, Hindu society also. So Madan Mohan Malviya, he brought about a change by establishing Banaras Hindu University. Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgewar, he established the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh at Nagpur. He wanted to make disciplines, manners, etiquettes in Hindu virtuous organization of the Hindu youths. He wanted to collect them. Then V.D. Savarkar built the Patit Pavan temple at Ratnagiri, open to all castes of Hindu religion. Yes, as we have known, we can see that many temples were there where the lower class people or backward class people were not allowed. So V.D. Savarkar opened a temple named Patit Pavan temple at Ratnagiri, where people from all the castes, all Hindu religion, they were allowed there. Common dining programs were also arranged where people can come and, you can say, eat together. In the history of modern India, the movement of Renaissance is very important on the principles of liberty, equality, and nationalism. The Indian social reformers set up a nationwide political movement. The study of this movement will be dealt in the next chapter. Yes, my dear students. So we were talking about the modern India. So today we can see so much change which can be seen today. in the outlook of people, in the thinking of people. Today people are able to think in positive way, everything from scientific point of view. It all became possible because of these social workers. They have worked hard a lot, hence lot of change today can be seen. Then the condition of women also improved because of these, and today we are dealing on the principles of liberty, equality and nationalism. Yes, rather than following old age tradition, customs, superstitions, now our people, our citizens are thinking and acting on the principles like liberty, equality and nationalism, and it is very much essential and necessary for our progress and development. Okay students, so hope everyone have understood this chapter. Again you will go through this chapter, you will read it carefully, and in the next session you should come up with your doubts. In next period we will deal with another subject. Okay, till today it is okay here. Thank you very much.